Hello, welcome to another video of the Rewrite API demonstration. In this video, I will give a walkthrough about other Rewrite API functions, how we can modify the custom URL structure for custom post types, how we can add custom rewrite rules, how we can add custom rewrite tags, and also how we can remove the permalink structure of the movie's post type. Now, let's start with that. For example, I want to update the movie's permalink structure similar to the structure we have set for the post type, where I have the articles as a front and then the category tag, the post name tag, and then the post ID tag. I want the same structure for our movie's post type, but instead of articles, I want to use the film as a front. For example, if you see here, and check this movie's URL, you can see the film and then the Shawshank Redemption is the post name. This is the URL structure we have kept using the modifications of the rewrite API and rewrite query settings when we registered this post type. For example, if I go to the movies post type here, you can see that in the rewrite arguments, we have passed an array. We have kept the slug film. The default is the movies post type slug, but we have changed this to film with the front as false so that the article's front won't be used in the film post type URL. Now I want to change this. How can we change this where I want to use the genre taxonomy in the URL and I also want to add a post ID here. So in this demo file, I have created a function called MLB permalink structures where I am changing the permalink structure of the movie's post type. Let's go through it one by one. I have registered this callback function on the init hook, but on a priority of 11, whereas the default priority is 10. Whatever permalink structure we want to change, we have to do that after the registration of the post type. That's why I have added the priority 11 so that it will make sure this callback function will execute only after the post type registration is completed. In this callback function, I have first declared the global WP rewrite variable, which is the object of the WP rewrite class. I am first getting the movie permalink structure. Let's see what the default permalink structure looks like. I'm just using pre-tags to print these arguments. Now, when I reload this page, it will display the arguments for the movie post type permalink structure. We have with front as empty. This is because we have passed false to the with front argument when registering the movie post type. This is the reason it is not showing articles in the URL structure. Then there is the EP mask 1, which determines whether or not we want to use the endpoint mask. Next is pagination, which checks if the pagination is required. Pagination is used because we can also have page content pagination within a single movie post type. Then there are few other parameters, and then we have the structure. This structure refers to the permalink structure, or we can say the URL structure for the movie post. For example, this structure could include film, and the URL is constructed based on the slug that we passed to the rewrite argument. Now, let's discuss the query. The tag is used to replace the movie post slug. If we want to change it to something like film slash category slash genre slash taxonomy term slash movie slug and include the movie ID, how can we do this? This is similar to what we had for the default post. So in this callback function, I have got all the arguments because some of these arguments are required when we add a new permalink structure. So first, I retrieve the existing arguments. Then I remove the old permalink structure for the movie post type using the remove permastruct function. The remove permastruct function removes the permalink structure from the WP rewrite object, as all the custom permalink structure are stored in this extra permastructs property of the WP rewrite class. So first we remove the permastructure of the movie's post type. Next, we unset the struct argument from the arguments because we don't want to add the or URL structure anymore. I also passed false to the with front property of the arguments for safety, although it's not strictly necessary because we have already passed front when registering the movie post type. However, for an extra layer of safety, I have included it here again. Then we use the add permastruct function to add a new permalink structure with the existing arguments. If you look at the add permastruct function, it expects three parameters: the name, which will be the post type slug, the structure, which will be the desired permalink structure, and these arguments may include the with front property, EP mask, and others that we have already passed when we registered the post type. If you want to make changes, you can modify them Here, just like I did with the with front property. For the structure, I have kept it as film and added a tag for genre taxonomy. This tag is already registered, so I have used it. Then I have used the movie instead of post name because the movie tag gets automatically replaced by the get permalink function when generating the URL for the movie post. That's why I have used the movie here. And finally, I have added the post ID and passed the necessary arguments. After doing this, we need to flush the permalink structure as a new one has been added. Now when you refresh the page for any of your movie post type, you will see the new URL structure. So if I copy this here and compare it to the permastruct that we have added, you will see the new URL structure. That is the film slash the genre tag slash the movie post name and hyphen the post ID. However, when you visit this site, you might encounter a bad request error because these placeholders have not yet replaced. To fix this, we need to manually update these placeholders. So let's inspect the rewrite rules. I'll uncomment this code and print the rewrite rules that have been saved to the database. Now let's inspect the rewrite rules for the film post type. If I zoom in a bit and check for the rewrite rule that we added, here is the rewrite rule. For example, the regex expression is added. Then we have the index.php file which is specified. In the arguments we have the genre term, that is the taxonomy slug, which is included here. Then we have the movie post type slug and the post IDs are also incorporated here. And lastly, the pagination parameter. Since genre is already a taxonomy slug, WordPress automatically identifies and adds it as a query parameter. Similarly, movie is also added here because it's the slug for the movie post type. The post ID is included because we specified it as a parameter. Additionally, the pagination is supported for inline pagination within the movie post content. These rules will now match the custom permalink structure. However, we still need to replace the placeholders genre and post ID with their actual values. To do this, we will use the post type link filter. Let me uncomment this line. Now, for your information, this filter is triggered by the getPermalink function. If you search for function getPermalink, you will see that it is used to generate the URL for any post, whether it's a custom post type or a default post type. When the function detects that it is a custom post type, that is, it is not a built-in post type, it calls the getPostPermalink function for the respective post type. In this case, our movie post type. Inside the getPostPermalink function, WordPress retrieves the extra permalink structure that we registered and performs a search and replace operation. For the movie post type, WordPress constructs the movie tag based on the post type slug and replace it with the movie placeholder. And at the end, it triggers the post type link filter. Now we will use this filter to update the tags for the genre taxonomy and the post ID. So using this filter, we replace the placeholder genre taxonomy and post IDs with their actual values dynamically. This ensures that the final URL reflects the desired structure, that is film slash genre slash movie slug hyphen post ID. With this setup, we can dynamically generate clean user-friendly permalinks for our movie posts while adhering to the WordPress standards. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Jai WordPress!